Dr. Melissa Clark, a leading voice discussing COVID-19 effects in the African-American community. She's the host of Real Talk with Dr. Melissa Clark every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live and Instagram. Good morning, Dr. Clark.
Good morning, Russ. How are you?
Just fine. You know, we were talking the other day about how there's this company, Moderna, has this new vaccine that seems to have everybody excited about it. What can you tell us about it?
Well, it is a vaccine that is being rapidly developed. It's been shown in 8 subjects just yesterday to boost immunity, and that's what everybody is really excited about. And, you know, we're really looking forward to a vaccine. We know that it's eliminated smallpox, measles, polio, just to name a few. But it's really important, though, that any vaccine that gets developed rapidly, that we're going to make sure to look at the science to make sure it's accurate and make sure that all the people who are going to receive it have had a chance to have it tested on them first to ensure that it's safe and will work well.
You know, I understand there are a lot of people that I've talked to, they have a concern about taking a vaccine produced by Operation Warp Speed from the White House. People say, I'm not going to trust that because some vaccines take 4 to 10 years to make.
Yeah, actually, I think the record is mumps, which took 4 years. And experts really at the beginning of the pandemic have been saying it would take about 12 to 18 months given the state of the science today. But again, we want to make sure that the vaccine has been accurately vetted, that the science is real, and that people of color were included because that's eventually everyone has to take it. And a lot of times clinical trials don't include people of color, so we want to make sure that that's not an issue this time.
And FYI, they've already gone into mass production of this vaccine in hopes that it is going to be the one. And if it's not, then they waste a lot of money. But I think that's a good thing. So when they're ready, that they have massive doses of the vaccine.
That's the whole idea behind the Operation Warp Speed, so that they're going to have 300 million doses ready to go in January. No matter which vaccine emerges as the best one, they're going to go into production ahead of time.
Now, Vic, you had a question, right, about reinfecting?
Yeah, so I saw a few articles that talked about people who actually got COVID again. So is this a new strain of it, or can you get reinfected?
So that's a great question. What it really appears to be at this point, and again, this is evolving, but it looks like people are getting better and clearing the virus out of their system, but just to a point where it can't be detected. And remember, you have false positives and false negatives with the test. So that first test after they got better showed that they didn't have it, but they still had some lingering amounts in their system. So the second retest showed that they did have it. So I think it more has to do with the test and not the fact that people are getting reinfected, because they're not saying that these people are showing symptoms. They're just saying that the virus is still being detected.
Right. Now,
I actually had a follow-up real quick, Russ.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yes.
A lot of the articles and headlines that we see, they're always talking about a vaccine. But I don't see a lot of doctors or people recommending boosting your immune system, eating healthier, eating veggies and things like that. Why is there such a heavy focus on vaccinating folks instead of pushing folks to eat healthier and to boost their immune system?
Well, that's a great question. And, I have to say medicine as a whole, we're moving more towards a concept of prevention, but we're not there yet. But what I have consistently been saying is that we need our short-term strategy of practicing the behaviors and our long-term strategy of building our immune system. And I said the 5 self-health actions include healthy eating, drinking 2 liters of water a day, sleep, exercise, and decreasing stressors in your life.
It's so challenging for people.
Not a sprint.
Yeah, it's challenging for people to know if it's safe to go out yet, and because so many people aren't wearing masks. I mean, who are we to believe? When they say, well, the infection rates are down, and we know that's not necessarily true because they're not reporting it. What do we do in this situation?
Exactly what I just said, Russ. Continue. No, the statistics came out yesterday that Georgia seems like they're fudging the results. The situation with the virus is actually not that different as it was a month ago. So even in places that are lifting the restrictions, we still have to be vigilant because community spread is still there. So continue to physically distance, wear a mask, wash your hands, and stay at home if you don't have to be outside. All those things are still key, and build your immunity.
That's wonderful.
What about the beaches? With the beaches opening back up, is there any fear that it may be transferred through the water, maybe?
I actually have not seen that there is a specific concern about salt water or pools, but the issue is the crowding at the beaches, and for pools, sharing locker rooms and being in close proximity to other people for long periods of time.
Okay.
So the water per se is not necessarily something that will spread it that we've seen.
Dr. Melissa Clark, leading voice discussing COVID-19, host of Real Talk with Dr. Melissa Clark every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live and Instagram. Thank you so much, and we'll check back in with you next week, okay?
Absolutely. Great talking with you guys.
All right, you take care. We'll be right back, y'all.